Morning everyone, day 2 in Warsaw, Warsaw. Today I'm organised. I've got a map. The weather is better. We're gonna make it to Old Town today. Let's go find Old Town. This is the Science Museum. Got our first statue of the day, Copernicus. We make our way down into Old Town. The first major church we're coming across, Church of the Holy Cross from 1778. This is a rebuilt building. Basically, when the Nazis had control of this town, anything to my right is an original building. The Nazis kept it and used it as like a fortification, as protection from the attacks from the Soviets who were on the other side. But anything on my current left side of the street was destroyed and has been rebuilt since. This apartment up here, this is the last house of Chopin. Probably one of the most famous exports from the city, certainly in the last 200 years. Looks like a heavy load holding up the museum. Got the news crew over here. Maybe I should jump in and give them some tips. They've got these hire bike stations all over town. You can pick them up, drop them off anywhere, and it works out to be about $2 an hour. So, good easy commuting. And you don't need to wear a helmet. Oh my God, in this country, adults get to make their own decisions. What a concept. That's sarcasm. This street or avenue that we're walking down, I believe is actually called Royal Avenue? Royal Avenue? Yeah, Royal Avenue, I think. I think that's what he said. The problem with a city like this is, when you come from a boring city like Melbourne, you just don't know which way to look. Everything is a photo opportunity. I think I found the little tourist trap. Come and get your dodgy souvenirs. Into like a town square, entering Old Town. This is Sigmund's Column. I think that's the old city fortress wall. Go over and have a look. Oh, Jan, or I'm not even going to have a crack at his surname. The architect of the rebuilt Warsaw. Well done, beautiful city. Are they Polish sausage dogs? I came down here of all things for the toilets, and look what I found. An electrical control panel. Original switchboard controlling and electrical equipment used for the operation of the original escalator. Ah, okay. Very interesting. It's getting super bright. Had to crack out the sunglasses. It must be Bring a Student to Old Town Day today. There are millions of them here. So much history here and information to be understood, but I can't get my head around it. So I'm going to go over here. The whole heap of guys floating around, obviously offering tours. I'm gonna go and ask how much. I mean, there haven't been many tourists in the last, well, since the pandemic began, and I'm sure it will be worthwhile as long as his price is reasonable.
The bricks were changed.
Okay. So it's a 16th century
With
wall,
the
but it's
lapse
not
of time they had to be
not authentic.
changed
Yes. Okay.
and destroyed and renewed, etc.,
Rebuilt.
etc.
Excellent. Understand. Now there's two parts to Old Town. There's Old Town, and then there's New Old Town. However, both parts were built after 1944. Well, rebuilt anyway. Have a look at the colour of the buildings here. Originally, everything here was that orange and red brick, but it was all destroyed in 1940s. And when they rebuilt, I believe, in a similar style, but they rendered everything because most of the bricks were destroyed. However, the church here has been rebuilt in the original bricks. So originally, the whole city was that style of brick, rather than this rendered or painted finish. I'm here at the side of the church, and inlaid in the side of the church wall is a piece of track from a military tank, because in 1944 the Germans, the Nazis, brought a tank here that was fully loaded with explosives. Had no purpose from top to bottom, just full of dynamite and any other explosive they could find, and they detonated it here, and that's contributed largely to destroying this immediate area. So perhaps to never forget or commemorate it, they put a bit of the surviving track from the tank and cast it into the wall of the church. Around the back of the church now. This bell was originally cast for the church, but it was never used. As you can see, it is cracked. It cracked during casting, so they never used it. However, they say if you do 3 laps around it, your wishes will come true. I'm going to cut it short and just do 1, I think. Maybe I'll get a third of what I want. This is the main Old Town City Square. Nothing says tourist trap restaurant like this area. I might have to zoom in later so you can see it, but up there on the corner of the building is a dragon, and folklore says that at night he comes to life and comes down and kills bad people. Up ahead here we have another dragon, and apparently this dragon used to kill people with his eyes. By looking at them he could turn them to stone, and then one day someone showed him a mirror and he killed himself, and here he has sat ever since, not killing anybody else. Something else my amazing guide taught me today was the mermaid. This mermaid, she's actually the symbol of the city. This is the second place I've seen her. Look at the inlay on the front of this building over here. I believe the building was owned by a German couple who travelled very, very extensively, especially in Africa, and they had a special casting of an African person's head made, and it sits It adorns the front of the building now. I'm hoping all these things I'm saying are perfectly correct. I'm doing my best to remember what the tour guide told me. Basically, we did the tour half in the car and half walking, so when we were in the car I couldn't really film it. It would have come out poorly, hence why I'm walking around here now trying to recall what he said. I think I can remember probably 10% of what he told me, so don't think I'm showing you everything that there is to see, that's for sure. In the building here where it's slightly damaged, you can see some of the original red bricks have been reused here and then rendered over the top of. The old town defensive wall was destroyed by the Nazis and has been rebuilt since, just to try and restore some of history. And have a look at this little statue here. You can see it's a child soldier. Many children were recruited to run messages and help with the war effort, and many were killed as well. This was created by the Polish Scouting and Guiding Association, Warsaw District. Many of the children who did participate were scouts. You can see the turrets ahead. Apparently there were 3 of these, and the guy did tell me the significance of them. Well, the brain has failed. I can't remember the story behind them. You just have to imagine something yourself. This part of the outer defensive wall, you can actually walk along. Oh, we've got a singer. Here's the inner defensive wall. Oh, shit. Look where you're going, Tim. And he fell down. Again, we see the symbol, which looks like an anchor, which is the letters combined, but basically means fighting for Poland, 1944. This is the monument that commemorates the Warsaw Uprising in 1944 in Old Town. Amazing. Once they'd finished fighting in Old Town, they took to the sewers. And this is a monument showing them coming out of the sewers so they can enter other areas of the city to continue the battle against the Germans. This is the military church. Commemorates those lost in the war. Just check the road before we get run over. Out the front we have Pope John Paul II, because he was Polish, symbol of the Air Force and symbol of both the Navy on the door and the Army as well. Beautiful.
Celebrate military apart from regular masses, services, also some special occasions, yeah, national holidays, etc. are held here. Now look at the Polish hussars. They have such feather wings that made horrible noise during charge. You understand?
Yes.
Very well known in Middle Ages. Hussars. Confession. Now here, tablets dedicated to those fighting for Poland's freedom. Look at that symbol. That's the anchor, symbol of the home army.
Okay.
Fighting for Poland. Two Polish words. Fighting for Poland.
Fighting for Poland.
Abbreviation, first letters of two words. Symbol of the home army, subordinated to the Polish government in London. Here, same. Pilecki, lieutenant. Lieutenant Pilecki. Yes, hero. On his own, he decided to get to the Auschwitz concentration camp. So he made arrangements so that Germans would arrest him and send her.
Ah, yes.
And half a year he stayed in Auschwitz, writing reports, secret ways, to the Polish government in London, and then those reports got to Winston Churchill during the war. After half a year, this guy, as officer, he escaped and continues activities during communist time, arrested by communists and killed, executed as English spy by communists. Lieutenant Pilecki, that's his story.
Look at this door, commemorating all the major battles here, starting in 1241 with the Tatars, 1410, 1655 when they came for the Madonna, 1683, 1920, 1794,
Marshal Joseph
1944,
Piłsudski.
and last of all Hitler.
Marshal Joseph Piłsudski.
Yes.
Yeah, fighting against Bolsheviks 1920s by Warsaw. Following
Amazing
the
history.
Lenin order, he wanted it's Polish, Aryan, so-called, and here it's Jewish, former Jewish.
Powiat Museum. It's the last remaining bit of fence from the Jewish ghettos. A tree commemorating the tree that was here at the time. A very interesting museum to see. This museum was built, I think, in 1956. So it's been around quite a while now. Amazing. Well worth seeing. Here's a building that survived the war. And there's our
And
symbol
here
again.
you have the symbol of the
Symbol,
home
yes. The Home Army. Wow.
coats of arms of the last king.
Coat of arms of the last
you have
king.
Lithuania and you have Poland. The eagle is Poland. And then Lithuania.
Squirrels in the park as well.
And the bull is the symbol of the family.
And this is the summer house of the last king of Poland. It's a man-made lake. Not a bad job to be king. It's good to be the king. Huge park, 82 acres right here in the heart of the city. Palace of the King.
So everything is museum.
This is a museum now.
Yeah. You need a toilet?
No, I'm good. Thank you. This is the other side of the palace.
So that's amphitheater up there.
Oh, amphitheatre, yes,
Seats,
concerts.
benches, and the scene is their stage. And here you have the fountain, time of the king, and sundial. Original. Everything is original.
Excellent.
Nothing destroyed here. Germans closed the area and they kept it for themselves.
7 female statues on top of the building represent the 7 continents. But it's up to you to choose which statue represents which continent. This is a statue for Chopin. The man, I'm told by my tour guide, is the most important man in Polish history, certainly for the last 200 years anyway. Hey, wow, what a huge day. A massive tour of the city. Best decision I ever made was to hire that old guy whose name I still can't remember to take me on a personalised tour. If you're here, consider doing that. Fantastic. What a city. So much history. It's so modern. Excellent. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a look around anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.